Twins Squad.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to the Most High, our King, our Creator, on this day that He allowed the Maccabees, Judas, and the family of the Maccabees, which means the hammer, allowed them to rededicate the temple that the Edomites broke down in biblical times back in like around 140 and 47 BC. But we're here today to keep up the work on this Hanukkah. It's an 8-day celebration, and it's better than the so-called Christmas, because you know Yahushua never put a Christmas tree up on his born day. So we're going to keep this spirit moving, let you know that we come in, Israel have next under Hamashiach Yahushua, all praises, glory. I represent the house of David. I'm in the HOI. We're dealing with all the schools as we can come together, because this thing ain't a school thing. It's salvation always. Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, Barakatham. Patch is Amashura Yasha'Allah. That's part of the unity. We're trying to come together, but we're coming together first. Brotherhood, sisterhood, faith, and love. All the glory go to the Most High, Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushua. Shalom.
I'm Elder Terah from HOI and 14th Street Israelites, and we out here, you know, just enjoying the high holy day, man. The Hanukkah, we reflected on that warrior spirit we're going to need in these last days. Things is getting hectic. We're on the day when they just had a pipe bomb in New York City. I mean, it's getting crazy out here. So we really arming ourselves and preparing ourselves, like the scriptures tell you, pray and endure. You see, because these times is going to be serious. We're in the worst time ever in history when it tells you in the book of Matthew, man. The tribulation is going to be great. So right now, what we're teaching the brothers and sisters, as you can see right here, is to prepare themselves for this war that's getting ready to come. Spiritually and physically. Okay, this is the time that we're in. We have to prepare ourselves. We're reflecting on the Hanukkah. We're here with the brother from AOC, came through, showed love. And you know, that's what it's about, man. It ain't no camp bickering. Brother Shabbat Park, there ain't no camp bickering. We have to show love to each other, because we're going to need each other in these last days. So I'm glad the brother came out. And like I said, reflecting on the time that we're in. We're in a war time. As the scriptures tell you in Joel 3. Okay, it tells you about it. Let the mighty men rise up, man. Let the men of war come up. Spiritually and physically. Be prepared for this battle. Like I said, once again, it's a beautiful time. Brothers rejoicing. We having a festival now, and everything is good, brother. Hom Yashala, Israel, prepare yourself.
We got next! We got next! We got next!
Right, we got next, and we got next forever and forever. We ain't never gonna fall no more. This we got next is forever. That's why we say it's just a matter of time. We got next. Shalom.
Shagabar, Prince of Israel. Alright, here with HOI, celebrating the feast of dedication, which is Hanukkah. You know, bringing the brothers and sisters together, learning our historic history, what we need to do, learning from our ancestors, and how it's important for us to stand for our laws and statutes, even to death.
What you got to say to the people out there, all Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth?
Come back to your heritage. Come back to the laws and commands of the Bible. Die for this, alright? This is your laws, this is your statute, this is your identity. Come back to your identity. This is who you are, alright? Mean something for yourself. Come back. That's
you know, checking in from HOI, HOD in the building. You know, I want to give a shout out to all the brothers out here that celebrate Hanukkah. You know, it's a season for us to gather ourselves together. Zephaniah 2 says gather ourselves together. So we're in the spirit of Psalms 133, and it's been a great turnout, man. A lot of brothers here, it's a lot of love in the building. So y'all enjoy the season.
Right.
Guy Quab in the building, HOI Hanukkah service. We having a good night with the Akiwab and the Akion. You know what I'm saying? Remembering how Esau did us dirty back in the time of the Greeks. Remembering what they did to us. So we know what we're going to do to them, cunt. I'm with it. Most High put a spirit on me, I'm smashing all the other heads. All of them. The scripture tell you, happy shall thou be, he that dashes the little ones against the stone. Maybe I paraphrased that wrong. a little like young. But we having a good time on the real. We having a good time with Hanukkah service. That's all.
This is the Hanukkah, the HOI Hanukkah. Wada from Mac News and AOC is showing up right now. Mac News 144. Everybody subscribe, share. Put that little thing on the bell so you get the updates and everything, man. But this is a good time, and I always enjoy the feast days when it comes to our Israelite traditions and the culture that the Most High gave us as a people. Because with these feast days, if you can pan around, it's brotherhood. It's brotherhood and it's fellowship. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're coming out of the world, we coming out of the
That's my bodyguard right there.
You know, we coming out of the world, we coming out of these pagan customs. We still have our own customs, our own heritage, our own love, our own gladness, our own celebrations. You know, so because you ain't drinking no egg, you know, I got the Christmas tree, doesn't mean you can't sit no yah-yahs with the brethren. You know what I'm saying? No yah-yahs with the aki. You know what I'm saying? So this what brings me joy. You know, out of everything in this wicked kingdom coming around my brethren, like mine, this will bring me joy. Alright? Ashar Chanukkah. Alright? Shalom Yasha'al.
Can you introduce yourself?
Peace. This is Brother Nathaniel, HOI, 14th Street, Israel. My boy Sean Park invited me out because Shemai is in the house. And we just came through for the Feast of Dedications. We paid tribute to our ancestors. We fought off those freaks, aka Greeks, and won. We got to stay in that spirit. In this new age, we're going through the same thing. Rampant drug use, homosexuality, swine eating and sacrificing. We got to get out of that mentality. Come back to our own.
He never ruled on the earth before. So he took down the Persians and the Medes, which is Elam, which are the so-called East Indians today. The East Indians ruled over us. You read that in the book of Esther and Nehemiah. Okay? So now, being that Alexander the Freak took over Persia and Mede, he also going to rule over Israel here. You know, over the land. So read on.
And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Right, so Alexander the Freak fell sick. He was about 33 years old when he died. He was a big-time homo, you know. I mean, they made a movie about it a couple of years ago.
Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. A couple of years ago. So he was a big homo, so he probably died from one of those syphilis, you know, those diseases you saw again.
Also, it was a known custom for the Greeks when they killed the men, they would have sex with dead bodies. Alexander was known for that and all. Also, 8-, 9-year-old boys, that was a custom for the Greeks back then. You know? That's why as we read the story, it's going to tell you about how evil multiplied and everything from the Greeks.
All right, go ahead, Daniela, keep reading.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then he died. And his servants bare rule, every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons. After they many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, so it says evils multiplied in the earth. Because Esau don't believe in keeping the laws of the Heavenly Father. And even though we as other nations have ruled over us, they had their false gods, their false religion, and their false statutes that they follow. But Esau have no law. He have no statute. He have no God. So anything goes with Esau. And you see that here in America. So it's important to know your history. Because if you don't know your history, the saying goes, you'll repeat it again. Alright? So Esau don't believe in God. Or don't acknowledge the Most High. Alright? So that's why I say evil is multiplying in the earth.
And also evil multiply because what he brings with him. You see? The homosexuality, the lesbianism, that's what Esau brings with him. You understand? So it says evil multiply. So wherever he goes, that's one of the main things he's going to promote. You see what I'm saying? To defile you away from the Most High. You know what I mean? Along with other things. But that agenda, that's why wherever you go in the country, all the places they force you to deal with them, or they put embargoes that you can't trade. Like in Jamaica, different places. But the Jamaicans, they're very hard on homosexuality. But what Esau did, he said he put an embargo on them where they can't trade with these different nations, sugar, and get the minerals for the city. So the prime minister succumbed to that homosexuality. Now, when you go to Montego Bay and different places, you see the homosexuality rising. You see, so it's all coming from what Scripture's talking about. Evils multiply. All right?
I just wanted to add to that, even we were talking about the Greeks, but if you look at Esau's intervention in the Middle East today, you can see that he's pushing the homosexuality on the Arabs. For example, when they had the war in Iraq, they put the prisoners of war, I believe it was, what was the big prison in Iraq? They had them all butt naked on top of each other.
It was Cuba.
Not Cuba. Who? It's in Iraq, not that one. But the point is, they was freaky.
Yeah, they did in Guantanamo Bay.
Something.
Yeah, I got something.
And even to further the point what both of the brothers is making, Esau does that to emasculate the men, so they won't become warriors. You understand? Right? They don't want the men to become warriors. They want them emotional, just like the females, and wilding and fighting amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? They want them emasculated. That brings us back to even in slavery, where they had buck breaking. They used to bend a grown man over and rape him in front of his family. You understand? So that type of twisted mind state of emasculating a so-called strong black man is what they love to do, and they're just freaks. They love to do stuff like that.
Dan?
And there came out of them a wicked group, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right, so you got wicked so-called Negro men and women saying, look, let's leave this, the covenant of our fathers, and let's join Esau. And you see that when we go out there and teach on these streets, you see a lot of brothers and sisters come up against us. God hates faggots and lesbians. They don't like that.
Right.
They get offended by that.
Right.
Christ, the so-called white man, they don't like that. A lot of things that we put out there, they don't like. They want to do whatever Esau is doing or the other nations.
Right.
They don't even have to have knowledge or understanding of what it is that the other nation is doing. They just want to be a part of it.
Right.
But when we teach them their nationality, they question it. They question it down to the T, the Bible, the accuracy of the Bible, the Apocrypha. The Bible's a myth. But when they go and learn these other philosophies over there, they don't question it at all. They have all these tattoos, all right? These wicked traditions. Don't know anything about it, but they have followed like that. So that's the same spirit. So read that verse again, Dayala.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
And not only that, they say because they wasn't with the heathens, the other nations, that they felt so much pain and misery. So the Most High couldn't give them that salvation. And our people don't trust in the Heavenly Father today. So you're seeing that today. So read on.
Selected. And also, like he said, what is it? The wicked men. So the same thing. That's just the sellouts. You know what I mean? Like Jesse Jackson, Sharpton. These guys. I see you, brother. These guys don't think that we ever gonna rise. That's their mentality. So they say it's better to be with the so-called white man because he's on top right now. You know what I mean? So we're gonna make covenant with them because they think if we rise up right now, that we gonna cause destruction and the devil gonna kill us. They don't have faith. See what I'm saying? So this is what this is really about, them not having faith. Yeah, I'm not sure how to
Right. That goes with saying when George Bush was in the presidency, he said clearly, if you're not with us, you're against us. So that's where they want to put on that homosexual vibration throughout the world. You understand? If you're not down with them, you're totally, completely against them, and they're ready to put you under the jail.
Yeah.
Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen, and made...
Hold on. So they had an exercise, in other words, a gymnasium. Back then in Greece, when they worked on the gymnasium, they was butt naked. They was butt naked in the gymnasium. All right, even in the steam rooms.
Yeah.
All right.
It's still a steam room.
Yeah, they still do that, and be naked in the steam room.
Well, that's where wrestling came from.
Right. And they showed that in that movie Alexander as well.
Right. No. Well, to an extent, wrestling was before Esau. Like even the Egyptians and us, we used to wrestle. But Esau took it to another level, like the brother said, with the homosexuality. But when you go into their gyms, these downtown, these gyms, it's the same thing what the brother's saying, man. That's how they get you, I see you, brother. That's how they get you in that spirit. You know what I mean? That they butt naked, they running around in the locker room, they promoting that homosexuality. This is what it's saying. And this is why they invented the exercise room, and a lot of our people was going in there. So, Paul, I have a question.
This also shows that this right here was gentrification. That was their first step by setting up gymnasiums for them. I'm saying just like when they gentrify our areas, all of a sudden you see a gym pop up or a Starbucks pop up, American Eagle pop up. I'm saying some little den pop up. Like, where does this come from? That's a place for Esau to come around here and start feeling comfortable around you. That's gentrification even back then.
You had something, Jake?
Yeah, I just wanted to say we were talking about when the wicked wanted to make a covenant with the heathen. You could say that would be like the initial coonery, right? They wanted to, if we can't beat them, join them, right? So that kind of, you have that same spirit today with, like you said, the politicians and the Al Sharptons and the this and the that, and the people who come up against us at the camp. You know what I'm saying? How dare you?
Yeah, also the Olympics. The Olympics is part of the ritual to the god Olympus. That's who they worship during the Olympics, the Olympic Games. That's who is brought up to. So every time you watch an Olympic soccer game, Olympic basketball game, that's to the god Olympus.
You got to start getting into these statues and all of these stuff. The Teddy Roosevelt statue where it got Native American here and the slave here. And he's on the horses, because that goes into Ecclesiastes 10. It says, you know what I mean? He saw princes walking on the earth and servants on horses. You know what I mean? And a lot of these other statues. You know what I mean? You got to get into them and find out their meanings and what they really about. Brother had a
I was just gonna say, there's no coincidence that all those gay men came out the YMCA and them bathhouses out in San Francisco. Right? That's the same spirit to this day.
They had a group called the YMCA.
They were all flavors.
Even though now they say they wasn't faggots, but hey, you know, but whatever, they was promoting that agenda. Right. And they definitely look like they was village people, I think.
They're thinking about a gym.
Yeah.
Just say it's not butter.
Yeah, so you know what
even Richard Simmons.
Yeah,
he was pushing that same agenda, that same spirit. You know, the little dude with the orange afro, but he was a little workout dude. Like, why you like that? Why are you on that type of time and you supposed to be working out?
Orange afro.
Salakia, one more thing, and this brings it all home because look who's their top athlete. Who's their top athlete? Mr. Wheaties.
Bruce Jenner.
Jenner. Yeah, and they turned him all the way into a female. You know what I'm saying?
But really Esau, because you got to understand, Esau really still wants to promote a macho image too. You see what I'm saying? That's when you go into the history of the Nazis and you check them out, they were homosexuals, but they was killing faggots like out, but inward between them they were homosexuals. So Esau knows he still got to promote a macho image. So the Bruce Jenner thing actually messed with him because he wanted to promote that macho image, but then the true spirit of Bruce Jenner came out. Because he remember, everything is image too. Right. Esau's a faggot, but he still have to promote a stern image. You see what I'm saying? So it goes both ways when you check them out. That's why when you check out Trump and everything they're doing, this is really from the Nazi movement. They're all Nazis.
That's right.
You understand? From the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, they Nazis. Hitler was related to the Rothschilds. That whole thing about population control and the Aryan race, having them come, that's all still in effect with Donald Trump. Man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So when you study Esau, you see he plays, the Mossad got him confused. He's a faggot by nature, but sometimes he wants to promote a macho image.
That's why he got Superman.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That Superman and Rocky.
And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Now when the kingdom was established...
Stop. Uncircumcised. When you check it out, you know this law is about circumcising our children. You see? So they was uncircumcised spiritually and physically. They wasn't doing that law. You see? And if you check it out now, a lot of the doctors will not encourage our people to circumcise their sons. You see what I'm saying? They try to get away from it, say he's going to feel a lot of pain, and so on. You know why? Because everything they do is to get us detached from the law. You got to understand what they're doing. So they said they choose not to deal with the laws. Now they're not going to uncircumcise their children, and spiritually, they're not going to be with the Most High. Go ahead.
Hold on. Also, read 15 again. There's something else there too.
And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. Meaning what? Read on.
And joined themselves to the heathen.
So in other words, they was initiated. They had to prove themselves that they was down with the nations. They had to prove it. They couldn't just say it. They had to prove it. Prove that you're not with the Most High. Prove it. Stop circumcising your children. The hell with the Sabbath days, the high holy days. All right. Eat the swine's flesh. Sleep with your brother's wife. All right. Sleep with your brother.
Right.
All right. So prove that you down with us and not with the Most High.
Wow.
So when brother said don't keep the high holy days, he bugged out his damn mind. All right. Because this is spiritual. Everything that we do is spiritual. This is our identity. This is what tells us who we are. Instead of saying Jews are black. You understand? Ham is black too.
Go ahead.
You know? Go ahead, brother.
Don't forget. You got to add to that. Let's keep them from observing the Sabbath. So let's bring out a new movie Friday night, so they can all go to the movies. And anything to keep us away from the Most High.
As we read down.
Drop them Jordans on Saturday morning.
Read on.
And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of the two realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots, with elephants, and horsemen, and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him, and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Stop. You know, these is Greeks fighting against Greeks too. Power. Ptolemy, Antiochus. When you check out Alexander the Greek and his 5 generals, you see what I'm saying? So you got to see they go up against each other too. Power. Okay, read on.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veils, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold, and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken away all, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very proudly.
Stop. So you get the idea. You see why Israel liked to wear jewelry and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff, because we had massive jewelry. You know, that was our partake. That was our thing. You see what I'm saying? That's why you don't see the so-called Jew. Those guys don't wear jewelry like how Israel do.
No.
You see what I'm saying? They dress up in one black outfit for the whole year. You see what I'm saying? It's like Abraham Lincoln, man. All day, one black outfit. They don't fit that. But they know to sell the jewelry to us. They don't know our history. On every hood, there's jewelry stores. They know what you're about, man. You see? Go ahead,
but that jewelry don't look good on them neither. They got a chain with that. You ever see the Italians? They got that hairy chest, and the chain be sitting on there. That thing look ugly as hell. Right?
Yeah, that's true, man. And it all. Listen, man. Don't fall into these cats thinking a lot of these grease balls is Israel. These brothers teaching that is foolishness, man. The Italians don't even like you, man. Okay, they're not your people.
What?
You know, if you understand the history, that's why you got to understand history, man. In 218 BC, when Hannibal tried to conquer, he never conquered Italy. Okay, he went halfway up, but because he wasn't adapt, he had elephants. So the elephants wasn't adapt to the cold weather. So he lost that, but yeah, we dealt with some of their women, but they chased us back out. That's where you get Lino Skippus Africana. He chased us back out, and we went back into the coast. So we didn't take over Italy like they're trying to say. We had Israel in there, and then you go more into history of you hear about the Moors and how the Moors was in there. But a lot of these Italians, it's not Israel, man. People saying John Gotti and all of that, that's foolishness.
Yeah, that's foolishness.
You know what I mean? Those are not Israelites. A lot of them is not Israel. So don't get caught up in that craziness a lot of these brothers is teaching.
They don't call us niggas, they call us moolies.
Right. And they got a serious hatred for us too. Serious hatred. A couple of brothers had.
As a matter of fact, when you stay with the history of the city here, the name Pantaleo, that's a grease ball, that's the one that choked Eric Gardner, right? Then you got Officer Lavodi, he choked the Ephraimite up in the Bronx. Anthony Bias, right? And then who put the plunger up Abner Luima's that was Volpe. Right. You see? And where they all live? In racist Staten Island. Yeah, gun. It's all grease ball. And what proves to you that we're living in, that this is modern day Rome is Who's your governor? Cuomo. Who's your mayor? De Blasio. See how they got it lined up? They haven't forgotten. We have forgotten. They haven't forgotten.
Con.
Don't be fooled if they got a black woman too.
Don't be fooled. No.
This brother
I was going to ask, as far as what's that guy you just mentioned that was in Italy?
Hannibal.
Did he conquer Sicily?
He never fully conquered Rome. He never, because his army, the elephants that he had, he came with elephants, actual elephants. That's how they was fighting. So he never fully conquered it. He conquered half of it, certain parts, but he was pushed back. You see, in 218, when you read the history, somewhere around 218 BC, around that time. You see.
I was told, I read up on it, that what happened was, because they were about to take Rome, but what happened was that Rome had a garrison that was about to take Carthage. And when he found out that his city was about to fall, he abandoned that campaign on Rome and went back to Carthage. But he was about to.
Yeah, but the weather, he wasn't prepared, the weather. Right.
Well, when they went over the French Alps, his elephants couldn't handle that. But he still had enough army to take Rome. The reason why they say he stopped was because he found out that his homeland was about to be conquered by the Romans.
Yeah, I heard that too. I mean, there's many theories about it, you know what I mean? But the main thing is he didn't conquer it, you know what I mean? And he didn't conquer it, and he was forced back, you know? But he's considered one of the greatest generals ever because he's a mastermind. They still use a lot of the techniques today in the American army and Italy and all of that. They study his techniques, you see, because he was a great warrior. And he was Israel when you check it out. In that area where he came from. Israel was dwelling in that area. Now, I don't know if Israel is dwelling there now. You can't go crazy because now a lot of brothers are saying I'm African, Nigerians, I don't know. But at that time, you know what I mean? That's way back. We talking about 218 BC, way back. You see what I'm saying? All right.
Daniela, I want you to read 21 again for us. I'm going to show you something. Read that.
Fine. And entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof.
Why is that enter proudly? Why is it that? Shower Park. Say he entered proudly into the sanctuary. Our sanctuary. Our land.
Well, because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he took pride in doing that because that made him feel superior.
Okay, but Shemaiah. Why? Why is that? And he entered proudly and took all our stuff. This is what y'all reading here. This is today. This is Hanukkah, and what you gotta understand here. This is a war chapter. These first couple of chapters. This is war chapter. We warriors here, so you gotta think like warriors. You gotta have a warrior state of mind. Cause Esau, he's a faggot, but he's also a warrior. And one thing he'll do, if he beats you and he conquered you, he's gonna bend you over afterwards. That's what you're dealing with. So keep that in mind. When I say he entered proudly, meaning what? Remember, the earlier verses told you, Israel sold out. So he came in there without a fight. Even if some of us did fight, we was outnumbered. Because Israel's like, yo, I want to be down with you. So he knew when he came in there, I'm going to come in your block. I know your people ain't going to back you up. So I'm proud about that. I'm going to go in your house, show up, I'm going to take all your stuff. Because your homeboys left you already. All right?
You know he had that victory.
Yeah. He had it in the bag.
Yeah.
He knew that. That's why he was so proud.
The bag was secure.
Yeah, he took everything. Because Israel was being bent over by one of his lieutenants. So he knew what was up.
Then he had those of our own people who was already on his side. They probably gave him the drop on brothers already.
Right. Or where to go, tunnels and stuff like that.
We, you know, like the brother's saying, man, this is a warrior chapter, man. The Most High always have us remember this day. Why? Because we still at war. You got to understand, they got us on an extreme terrorist list now. Or what is it exact? Black extremists.
Black extremists. Black identity extremists.
Right. So you got to understand, man, we at war. And, you know, now they got pipe bombs popping up or whatever. You know what I mean? It's about to get serious. When you're on that extreme list, everything changes. And you don't even know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? But now they got you seriously watched. So now, instead of you being pulled over with your car and they checking your license, then they pull you over and check your license. But now he looks back and he goes, now he got his gun on his hand. Because they already got you labeled as an extremist. So now everything is totally different. As before, when he checked you with your license, he would just tell you, all right, have a nice day. Now he's looking into your background. Oh, he's one of these Israelites. Now you might just step out the car. You don't even know why he's telling you step out the car. You know, now he's going to deal with you more rougher. Instead of have a nice day, step out the car, sir. Don't ask no questions. He got his gun on his hand. You see? So this is the time we getting ready to be in. So like the brother was talking about, man, you know, that old movie, Warriors Come Out and Play, man. You know what I mean? If you don't put your mind in that warrior frame and pray to the Most High in these times, it's going to be serious, man. And we're going to read about it as we continue. Continue on.
You want me to continue?
Now go to, you got 24 now, read 24.
Okay. And when he had taken it all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very proudly.
You hear that? A great massacre and spoken proudly, because he knew it was a cakewalk. All right, and the ones that did stand up and fought, it wasn't that many. So he massacred them, and he bragged about it. It was a piece of cake, man. Not like Egypt and the other, and, you know, he fought against his Greek brothers and the other nations. This was pretty good. It was pretty easy. You know? He enjoyed it. Understand? Read on.
Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation.
Stop. That's heavy verse right there, man. We just can't read over these verses, because these verses is heavy. It says, therefore, there was great mourning in Israel. He was at a great state in every place where they were. So the princes and the elders mourned. Okay, the old men, the elder men, the virgins and the young men was made feeble, man. You see, because it was great suffering. And of the women did change. Why? Because when you're under oppression, your beauty changes. So before, how our women, because back then our women was extremely beautiful, but now they got the stress, the oppression, the bills, the suffering, the kids, and all of that. Now their beauty is starting to show on their face, and they starting to change. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the beauty like they had in the ancient time. Because just when you're not going under that much stress, your life is better. But now when you're going through a lot of suffering, it said the beauty of the women did change, man. Well, that's a deep